Oye, te habla tío Sabio Vega. This is Sabio Vega and you watching True Heel Hit a mi manera o pa' la calle.
What's up, guys? It's Wolverine, Death Machine, Mr. GMSI himself, Brian Cage, and you're watching True Heel Heat. Who better? Nobody.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for NJPW 53rd anniversary preview. Breaking down this Monday show coming up, the anniversary of New Japan Pro Wrestling 1972 to 2025, and we're here to break down the big card. So of course, to do that, I am joined by my crew, my favorite people, to talk some NJPW content here on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. First up, we got the MC of the past, present, and future of New Japan Pro Wrestling here on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. It is your boy, Jay News. How you doing?
Brother, it's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a couple of weeks. We haven't been on talking that New Japan goodness as we like to talk, but good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a good brother Jay News. We're back at it again. Hell yeah, son, talking that anniversary show. 53 years of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Why am I so hyped? Because we're still going, and the ship is on a steady incline to greatness yet again. New Japan ain't dead. For those of you who thought that New Japan was dead in the water, you're all wrong. And we're here to bask in the glory that is New Japan Pro Wrestling.
I was like, a lot of perception changes has happened with the top two, with WWE and AEW. But I've been on a good wave with New Japan since January 5th. Me and New Japan have been on this good flowing motion. And I still have to watch Fantastic Mania, but hey, I'm still riding high from New Beginning. But to talk about the New Japan 53rd anniversary, of course, we have to call in the most positive, the most genuine, the most enthusiastic New Japan fan around, the one and only third member of our never openweight 6-man tag team champions. It is her life. It is Sonal's life. Sonal, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah, it's been a few weeks because obviously, as you mentioned, Fantastica Mania is on, but obviously, aside from yesterday and today, it's not been broadcast. So it feels like such a long gap. But I'm really, yeah, like you said, SP3A, like New Japan is on a real big, huge, like surge. I think it's been on great form. And going into the anniversary show, I feel like the main event is going to have people split because, as controversially, even after Goto won, and obviously, if anyone watched any reactions from all of us, we were very, 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 very excited. Some people seem to only equate New Japan trying something new with the young people. And so I saw a lot of people criticizing Goto's win for that reason. And I feel they're going to be the people who aren't going to be too happy with the main event of the anniversary event.
I didn't see these people. Ironically enough, I did not see these people who were upset about Goto because I'm still riding high. I think that was the right decision, and that was a fantastic show. Probably my show of the year so far is the New Beginning.
I know, like that's what I was really shocked because for me, like it was one of the most impactful moments I've ever seen as a New Japan fan. Do you know what I mean? Like some wins are huge, like Zack winning and things like that, and like Doki and stuff, but Goto's just hit differently. And yeah, still seeing all these interviews with Goto holding the belt on New Japan set 1972, it's a beautiful moment. Beautiful.
Every Goto picture with him holding the title, it does look like, is this a fever dream or is this real? Is this real? I had to pinch myself sometimes when I see Goto holding that New Japan, that IWGP Heavyweight Championship. But yes, he's going to make his first defense on this show. It was announced earlier this week. We're also be getting some IWGP title matches on the 2 upcoming U.S. shows in April and May for Windy City Riot, as well as Resurgence. So we got a lot to discuss here, and we got a lot to discuss with this Monday show, and maybe we'll dabble in some New Japan Cup conversations, because we were saying before we went live here, every other New Japan podcast or YouTube channel has already started the New Japan Cup content, but we are about to grind here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. So we talk about the anniversary show. Sonal's going to be doing a review on her channel for the anniversary show. We're doing a review on Monday for the anniversary show. So we appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping the thumbs up on this video. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you guys and talk some New Japan Pro Wrestling, what you guys are excited for this Monday show. Do you think there's going to be a title change? Do you think Hiroshi Tanahashi can do it one last time? Or will Goto Mania continue? We shall talk about it here. But as always, with our pay-per-view previews, we love to get a gauge of how excited, how much we're looking forward for these shows. So from 0 to 10, I'll start with you, Sonal. How excited are you for Monday's show?
Oh, this is weird because I think normally I get quite excited because obviously we have like quite a few like schedules and stuff, because I think it's only recently that New Beginnings is before Fantastica Mania. I swear there used to be a point where it was Wrestle Kingdom, then Fantastica Mania, then New Beginning, and then straight into Anniversary. So I feel like maybe I'm not as excited because of that, but I'm still excited because obviously there is the main event match. Whatever you feel about it, it's a match with history. And I think whatever happens, there's going to be tears, probably from Tanahashi, because the man cries at every opportunity. But it's just going to be an amazing thing because it's New Japan, and I think they know what they're doing.
We're giving Gato our trust after we have buried him a few times on this channel. Many times. I was keeping it modest a few, but yeah,
we have buried him a lot. We've buried him a lot.
Yeah. From 0 to 10.
SP3, you said send this to friends and family. You said send this to Gato. We can help book the show if you need some help.
I mean, at the end of the day, let's be realistic. We know he watches. There's just some things that he's done where he's flipped the page on its side, and he's like, "All right, I heard these guys. Let me take the pencil of doom, erase something, and then rewrite something else." You know what I'm saying?
That's how Goto won it, because he saw what we were saying, and he was like, he got his pencil, as Jay News said, rubbed off Zack Sabre Jr.'s name and put Goto in massive letters.
He was like, "Sure, he wants it. I gotta do it." You and Jay News were hard on Shooter, so he had to shave his head. Y'all made that happen. Jay News was talking all this crap about David Finlay leaving, so they booked him for the New Japan Cup. Yeah, we know Gato's watching.
Absolutely.
Can we talk about that? That was so funny, because it was also like the whole because we spoke about it last time, the consensus with Jeff Cobb, and it's so funny that everyone was like, David Finlay's leaving, Jeff Cobb's leaving, and someone was, I can't remember who said it, but literally the day the New Japan Cup list came out, it come out in the morning, and in the evening, Jeff Cobb's going to AW, and someone was like, "Oh, what do you mean?" He's like, "Well, he had his last match with New Japan at the New Beginning show," and someone went, he's just been announced for the New Japan Cup.
So
people are so quick. People are very quick to come up with these like just off the wall, like, oh, they're like Brian Windhorst talking about NBA rumors. Well,
hey, don't
there has
do
to be a
this.
reason. There have to be a reason for that.
But it's like, where was anyone getting it from? They got this like Jeff Cobb was leaving from his promo, but his promo literally said nothing about leaving. It was talking about a change. I've mentioned this many times, and I'm going to keep mentioning it. The difference in his wording in Japanese, the matane, doesn't mean he's going forever. And I like how people saw I need a change, and they were like, AW bound.
Well, I'll say this, and this is true, right? Let me revert back. I'm trying to be a little bit more linear with stuff. So allegedly, right? Supposedly, according to things and reports that are out there, a lot of foreign talent that works with New Japan Pro Wrestling is currently wrestling without contracts per se. They're wrestling date to date purse deals, things of that nature. So as I've always said, I'm all about the good brothers getting their money. So get your money, good brothers. But at the end of the day, don't get hoodwinked and or bamboozled into these backward deals. So if they want you to be a part of this company and do big things for this company, they better pay up. And I think that seems to be the narrative with New Japan at this point. Them not wanting to pay per se, which is not you having to be quote unquote in some people's eyes the number 3 company in the world for professional wrestling. Is like, they're not paying. It's like it's a little worrisome. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like,
is it kind of what linked in that they don't want to invest all that money just for someone to go? Because I feel like, for example, some people, like I look at Jay and Ospreay and things like that. Aussie Open is completely different. Theirs was, if they'd have been given the contract money, they would have stayed.
Right.
But I think there are certain people like Jay and Ospreay that you could have given them as much money, but at the end of the day, the idea of some stability works in the benefit. So if New Japan are worried, especially, I don't like to say this, like, oh, they're old, but people who are a bit later in their life who might want to settle down, are they worried that if they invest all this money just for them to turn around and go, well, it doesn't matter anyway, I'm going to go? This is obviously not saying, I'm not saying it to diss on anyone like at all, but I think, are they worried about investing all this money?
Well, I can't say that, because you if you paid them, they wouldn't leave. Like if you could offer a contract comparable to what Jay or Ospreay got in AEW, then they probably wouldn't leave, because they already were at the top of their craft. For someone like Jay White, though, like Okada, I think they accomplished everything they needed to. I think for Will, if you had offered, I think he would have stayed if they had offered anything close to what Tony Khan offered, but they're not going to be able to outbid Tony Khan. They're not going to be able to outbid WWE. New Japan, it's quite obvious.
They know that they're never going to be able to do that.
it's been quite obvious to me over the last 2 years. New Japan does not have the money to compete with those type of contracts. I don't even know if they have the money to compete with a TNA contract, because if they did, then Kushida probably would have just had a contract with New Japan, and now they dual contract last year with New Japan and TNA. So I think we can, like, it's kind of like softening the blow for New Japan to think that, oh, you know, they don't want to invest this money and then they just leave. Well, no, you should invest the money so they don't leave, and then you capitalize on the time that you have them. They're not going to sign a contract and you pay them, and then they're going to sign the contract and then the next day sign a contract with AEW. No, once you sign a contract with you, you're with them for however amount of time that contract says. So you got to pay these people to keep them.
But then the big thing is that you said it before, is nobody can match the money. Because even, I think, obviously, we know everything going on with Japan and the yen and stuff. Even, I think, pre-COVID and stuff, if you had AEW for like 5-10 years ago, no one would be able to match that money. And also, I think it's not even just matching the money, it's the schedule as well. Because if you think about it, I'm not saying, oh, AEW is like a easy schedule. Obviously, it's not. But if you
I mean, let's be real though. It is. And even WWE right now, because WWE is not doing house shows. So the most you'll be on TV is you'll be on TV like 3 times in a week, like someone like Bailey, who was doing all that crazy schedule a couple of weeks ago. But like the most regularly, week to week, you're on 1 show a week.
Yeah, and with New Japan, it's not just the long shows, it's the traveling and all of that. So it's like, that's a balance thing as well, as like, again, I'm bringing up the age, but as you get older, that traveling, I mean, I'm saying this is like, I'm only 28 and I've been doing traveling to and from London, and I'm like, I can't even do that.
It wears on you. It really does wear on you. The travel wears on you. Like, even if it's local travel that takes like an hour or 2 to get to, like here in small instance, here in New York, for example, right? If you live in the city in comparison to Long Island, where MJF is from, it's like a good hour and a half to 2 hours to freaking get there. I used to work in Long Island. It used to take me 2.5 hours to go and 2.5 hours to come back. Like, my entire day was shot just to go to work.
Yeah,
body was riddled, and you know, I was just not in good spirits and didn't want to freaking go to work half the damn time. I could only imagine what these guys go through having to go to Japan. Like, travel for Will Ospreay is much shorter coming to the freaking States than it is going to Japan. And he's coming cross country.
But it's not even just like traveling from country to country. It's within Japan itself. Is they're going on the bus for like a day of traveling. And like you mentioned, Jay News, that you said you were like 2.5 hours there, 2.5 hours back. That's what I had in London. Like, it takes like about 20 minutes to get from my house to the train station. Then 2 hours 15 from Manchester to London. And then it'll take maybe 30, 40 minutes from Euston Station to wherever I'm staying, and then you do that on the way back, and you're like,
it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Let me teleport, please.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Yes, I used to work in Long Island. I worked in upstate New York as well. Yeah, that's just, it's a whole day. It's a whole day thing. It's not a 9 to 5 when you work in those places, being in New York. So I can only imagine what it is for New Japan. And you've heard the guys like complain about being on the buses and living out of hotels. And you know, it's funny
not being able to drive the bus.
And you mentioned that New Japan's now in these per date deals, so we also should bring up, since we're kind of doing a news roundup here, it seems like the Bullet Club War Dogs, or the War Dogs, now that Evil kicked them out of the Bullet Club, they seem to have, I think it's going to be in New Japan as well as AEW, because we had Gabe Kidd. He appeared on last Saturday's AEW Collision. They even did a kind of a teasing of what the story might be with him, with Don Callis watching his matchup. Not the first time that Don Callis wanted to recruit someone who faced Kenny Omega in the Tokyo Dome. Just saying. And then you also had Clark Connors. The video came out of a promo with him where he said that the War Dogs are coming to AEW and that no one in AEW is his dog for real. I did an interview with Clark Connors where one of my last question to him is, was I his dog for real? And he said yes. So I'm a member of the War Dogs. Just wanted to let you guys know, in case y'all weren't aware. I'm a member of the Jay White Bullet Club Gold. I'm a member of the War Dogs. I'm just saying. I'm Bullet Club affiliated, y'all.
It's interesting. Man.
But yeah, what do you think about the War Dogs going into AEW as well as being in New Japan? J News?
I thought it was cool, man. Just because Gabe's riding this high right now, especially after Wrestle Kingdom and everything that everything that he just did in the New Beginning show and stuff like that with his match against Suge and whatnot. I think that Clark Connors has a bright future ahead of him. I'm wondering if they're going to slowly infiltrate AEW one member at a time, because it's been Gabe and now it's Clark. Maybe we see Drilla come in after the fact. You know what I'm saying? And they finally play up the invasion angle. I didn't say this on here, but I had this inner dialogue with myself when the whole thing with Chris Charlton went down, right? And, you know, he overstepped his bounds and he said whatever he had to say and things of that nature. Me and my wrestling kayfabe head was like, they should have taken advantage of this shit from jump. They really should have, because it would have given them a different perspective and angle to run the Forbidden Door show, right? Instead of it just being, these dream matches, it could actually be New Japan versus AEW versus CMLL. Or whatever.
I think a lot of people have said that with so long left to Forbidden Door, they want to see an actual like heat
story
versus between
an actual story, and I think that could have been the to use a phrase, the catalyst to this whole entire thing. And I think that with the Chris Charlton thing, I think they've missed the boat on that. But now that they have Gabe coming into AEW, now they have Clark coming into AEW and stuff like that and making their appearances. If the rest of the War Dog team does make appearances on AEW, even Finley.
Yo, wait. You mean the Boss Dog? Boss Dog.
To bring up, you brought Finley. So Forbidden Door is in the UK this year. If this can all lead to, please give me my dream match, and I said this.
I don't think it's happening. It's an all play.
Come on, just give me Jay versus Finley again.
Let her get it out.
Give me Jay versus Finley again. You know, I've been waiting. I've been waiting for so long. Okay, this was the feud that got me hooked on New Japan. He couldn't come to Japan because he was a loser leaves Japan. He can't do a New Japan show because he's a loser leaves New Japan. Technically, the Forbidden Door is an AEW show.
Yes.
And he's not wrestling in anywhere. He's wrestling in the UK. Tony Khan, Gato, please give me what I need.
He got banned from New Japan, and he got banned from Japan first, and then he got banned from New Japan. And yeah, you're right. This might be the only time we can get him interacting with the New Japan.
This is the loophole.
This is the loophole. This is a big loophole.
I'm with Big Man Dogs though. I feel like it's going to be like a War Games kind of a match between the teams and stuff like that. It could be an AEW versus War Dogs thing, or it could just be Guns Up, the Gun Club, representing for AEW there, bringing them back together. Hopefully Juice is healthy by then. And they can put those boys back together, and they can rage against the War Dogs and things of that nature.
Or you get Cope. Cope's gonna join the Bullet Club Gold.
Don't give me that.
The Bang Bang Gang. The Bang Bang Gang.
Don't give me that. But we have seen quite a few. If people haven't seen it, I'll say it here. Quite a few video montages put up by a forefather of the Bullet Club lately. Basically mentioning.
No, we're not talking about.
I rolled my eyes so hard because I'm like, dude, pay the people that's been here. Pay David Finley. Sign David Finley to a multi-year contract. Sign Gabe Kidd to a multi-year contract. Sign Drilla Maloney to a multi-year contract. Try to get into this bidding war that seemingly is going on underneath the surface for Kevin Knight, instead of bringing back Carl Anderson at the last time that he was here.
Literally, nobody wants him.
First of all, brother me softly, okay? He's going to brother his way back to New Japan. He's going to be right in the limelight. And he's going to bring...
I'm going to blame Rocky. I'm going to blame Rocky for this.
For the Neverweight open weight title again. So he can have that title back.
He's gonna bring the big
I hope New Japan realizes we have a certain standard that you can't just have freaking Carl Anderson be the one who dethrones Takeshita. If AEW is having Kenny Omega be the one that's going to make him drop the international title, you have to have someone that's great, someone that's a main event level guy to dethrone Takeshita for the never title.
Or at least somebody that they want to push, like an Uemura or an Oiwa or somebody like that. Give us
and there's a story there with Uemura because Uemura beat him in the G1.
Absolutely. But you know for a fact that Goto has his pencil in hand and he's going to pencil in Machine Gun Carl Anderson into these shows.
Like Dominion, it's going to be on Dominion or something, isn't it? Like the Big Show or like Sakura Genesis. Oh, I hate thinking about it.
Absolutely. He's gonna get all the buzz going for New Japan again.
What buzz? That man has not created a buzz since he left the first time.
Like how many times can you do? I was all for like the Good Brothers, coming back to New Japan. I was happy to see them, that whole Bullet Club resurgence thing that they did. But I'm sorry. I am so sorry to you, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. But going back to WWE and the run that you had has totally turned me off of you.
I also think there's no place for them now. There's no place for them in New Japan.
I think it's a tag. The tag division is the best place for them
if they stay as a tag team, because the big LG, he's taking all them greenbacks that he made in the WWE, and he's developing a chiropractic practice here in Atlanta, Georgia, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Don't let Tanahashi near him. I don't trust him. Someone said send Tanahashi that way, and someone else went, don't send Tanahashi that way. Nope.
Oh man,
I'm sorry. They were in a warehouse in Orlando jobbing to the developmental talent. Like I'm good. I'm
with you. I didn't understand why that was, but
they lost to Hank and Tank.
They did lose to Hank and Tank, and I think in order for the Good Brothers to get paid and continue to get paid, all them greenbacks, they need to do what they're told at the end of the day. So. I'm just saying, don't be surprised if we see the Machine Gun and the Big LG back in New Japan.
I won't be surprised, but I will be disappointed.
Yes, I think we'll both be disappointed, but we appreciate y'all. We got a few more people watching now. Appreciate y'all for joining us live. If you haven't already, sound off in the live chat. Join us. If you're feeling generous, you want to get back to what we do here, you can send a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here. We always appreciate the support, especially from a couple of our members in the chat, like I Make Beats, who says, "What's up, guys?" We also got Yusuf in the chat, who says, "Hello, lads, watching this, and am glad that New Japan Cup season will start soon, as in under 9 hours we'll start fasting, as it is the holy month of Ramadan for us Muslims. And so thank you for the entertainment. We are always here to entertain you. We're here pretty much. I'm gonna be on doing content for like the next 7 days. I know. I'm about this life. Don't run away from the grind. My next day off is Sunday, where I won't be doing next Sunday I won't be doing any content, because this Sunday I have to do Elimination Chamber review because I'm a sicko. We got Big Man. What happened?
Dedication that you always have, SP3.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Coming from one of my favorite content creators right there, Sonal. Big Man Dog says, don't let Joe Hobart hear this. I know, Joel. I'm going to hit up Joe, see if he's available for next Friday when we do our AEW Revolution preview. J News, you should join us for that, because I've had fun doing some AEW previews with you as of late. So this is your official invite. But yes. I'm gonna hit up Joel, see if he's gonna return to us for that. Maggie is gonna be joining us for that one, so that should be a lot of fun. But we'll see what he thinks about me not being happy that Carl Anderson is coming back to New Japan. Can he just go back to TNA?
Nah, man. Nah, leave TNA alone, dog.
So you want him to come to New Japan, but you want to leave TNA alone?
It's because look, the reality is the situation is TNA right now is WWE and Jace, and we can't have that. Yeah. We can't have that. All need to go back to New Japan at the end of the day. That's it. Or or Carl could stop being greedy and he can go to a place like MLW or DPW and make some things happen for himself. You know what I'm saying?
I'm fine. I'm from an MLW. He could join the Rogue Horsemen with my boy BRG. I got to interview him yesterday on In the Weeds. He could be with CW Anderson and Brock Anderson and Bobby Fish.
Yeah, he's an Anderson at the end of the day. Make it happen. They all use spine busters. Make it all happen, man.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. We just booked it. Thank you, guys. We got Big Man Dogs. He says, from what I heard, Carl has no heat with New Japan, so we are going to get a big title run.
Absolutely.
How much fun, how exciting. We're anticipating this a lot.
Look, man, he's one of, if it wasn't for Carl Anderson, a lot of us wouldn't be able to have fun on podcasts. Talking shop originated a lot of stuff for us at the end of the day. But yeah, we'll see Carl soon enough, I think. And hopefully this time around, it won't be a bad run in Japan. Because the last time, if you guys have been watching us long enough, the last time Carl was in New Japan, I buried Carl because he disappointed the hell out of me.
I remember that.
He didn't do business. I was like, what is this? What is going on, man?
Only wanted to put over his friend, Tomo.
That's it.
That's it. Modest King says it comes with a gun stun. Prepare yourself.
I'm sick of those. Honestly, they gave when he came back and between him and the gun stun, I was done with it. But by the time Tama left for WWE, I was done. I never want to see a gun stun in my life.
You know what? Shout out to Tama Tonga for doing the Lord's work and being on TV every week. On WWE. I didn't expect that. I thought by now they would have got rid of his ass. They wouldn't have had nothing for him. I was like, look at Tama Tonga now, man.
That's all he said. That's all. That's every promo he's done is. He's gone. He's reverted back to the hooligan of the Bullet Club again.
Yeah, man.
That was like peak Tama as well.
It works.
It does. But yes, my anticipation for the 53rd anniversary show, it's at a modest 6.5. Mainly is because I'm looking forward to the last two matches, and I'm actually looking forward to the TV title match as well because I'm interested to see who is the mystery opponent, which we'll talk about here in a bit. What about you, Jay News? 0 to 10, your anticipation level for Monday's show?
Same, bro. I had a good 6.5. When they announced the whole mystery opponent for the TV title thing, I said to myself, man, where are we going? Where are we going? I just hope it's something good. Obviously, it's going to be somebody we haven't seen in a while, I would think, or we've never seen. I would think.
I have a prediction. I have a prediction. You ready?
Do you have a spoiler? What do you have?
I can't divulge if it's a spoiler.
You
I just have a prediction.
You can't tease and then not say it.
I can't divulge if it's a spoiler. I'm calling it a prediction. So let's get into it because that's the first match that we're gonna see next Monday, 53rd anniversary. El Phantasmo has issued an open challenge for the NJPW World Television Championship. El Phantasmo coming off a win on the road to New Beginning against Jeff Cobb. A great match that they had in Kurgan Hall. I just actually watched that this week. But really damn good matchup with him and Jeff Cobb. That was his second defense after the double count out match, the double count out finish at Battle in the Valley. And now he makes his third defense, and it's against a mystery opponent. A lot of names I've seen thrown out there in regards to this one, and I am going to say my official prediction is the one and only Bishop Dyer, aka Baron Corbin, coming to New Japan Pro Wrestling, hitting the end of days and becoming your new NJPW World Television Champion.
So I saw this online the other day. Your prediction. Some random ass person said it on Twitter, and I said to myself, "Are we going to have to repeat what we went through with the likes of Matt Riddle And Nick Nemeth
No,
again?
this is
Don't
gonna
mention
work.
that man. Don't mention that man at all.
This one's gonna work because Bishop Dyer isn't anywhere else, unlike Nemeth and Riddle. Riddle had already debuted in MLW before he even came here. Nemeth had already been rumored to go to New Japan to TNA when he showed up at Wrestle Kingdom last year. So no, Bishop Dyer, he's coming here. He said he wants a run in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So that's why he hasn't signed with MLW. He could have signed with NWA. Who would want to do that? I don't know, but he could have signed there. He didn't sign with AEW, hasn't had talks with them. He wants to make a name for himself. And the one thing that New Japan fans just seem to love, and I never understand it,
yes,
is big men from WWE. They love them some big men from WWE, and I don't think there's been a big man who has a better moveset than Baron Corbin, aka Bishop Dyer.
Sonal, your thoughts?
I mean, let me get my charger. I was gonna tease that it was me who was gonna, challenge ELP for the title because, like, why not? Oh, my laptop nearly went dead. So I love Baron Corbin in WWE. I have a Baron Corbin shirt that I still wear.
Let's go. You gonna wear it on Monday?
No, I'm not. But why would I do that?
Just hold on.
Monday. It's on Thursday.
What the anniversary show?
Yes, on the 6th.
March 3rd. Oh, I thought it was March 3rd. My bad.
I got confused when you said a review on the Monday. I was like, I don't think it's on the Monday.
Oh, I thought it was March 3rd. Yeah, I'm getting my dates wrong. I'm sorry. I have too much content to do. But yeah. But you should put it on. You should put it on the anniversary show. You should have it on that morning.
So wait, hold on. I gotta get clarification here. You have a Baron Corbin shirt. So are we talking Lone Wolf Baron Corbin or bum ass Corbin?
No, Lone Wolf Corbin. Lone Wolf Corbin.
Okay.
I don't know if I've got it. Like,
Bum ass Corbin.
Bum ass Corbin was hilarious.
It was so good.
Oh man, the Lone Wolf, man. I'm not even gonna joke. I was a fan of the Lone Wolf. I thought he was very unique, and he had like SP3 says, he has a very unique moveset. He has a very good, I guess to use the term, he has a very good aura about him, right? He has very unique energy that he brings to the squared circle and things of that nature. And yeah, man. I mean, like I said, I saw it online. So you're even saying that he's going to win the TV championship from ELP?
My problem. You've said this. I would love to have seen Baron Corbin. I had the shirt and everything, but the last few have put a sour taste in my mouth. Like, I'm the biggest Dolph Ziggler fan. I had a Dolph Ziggler shirt, but obviously between him and Riddle, just the last few times ex-WWE people have come to New Japan, it's just disappointed me.
That's what I'm saying. I know that Bishop Dyer is not on the same level as a Matt Riddle or a Nick Nemeth.
We don't compare anyone to Matt Riddle. Let's just not mention.
That was the worst one. Yeah,
he wasn't even in New Japan. Who?
But for all intents and purposes, to SP3's point, the Japanese fan bases always loved these big, tall, rough, and tough foreign guys to back in the day. At the end of the day, so we'll see how it all goes down. I'm not with him beating ELP off the bat, though.
ELP needs to keep the title.
Yeah, I'm not with him beating ELP off the bat. Like, I don't think that's a good look. But we'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see. Yeah.
He needs to be pushed immediately.
I'd rather it be me challenging, and I'll just lie down and let ELP pin me, and he can just have an easy defense. I'll challenge him every time, so he just gets more and more defenses. That's how much?
Bury me softly.
It could be bury me softly. Absolutely, it could be fellow Canadian, Josh Alexander, for all intents and purposes. He is out there. He is supposedly on his way to a American TV company who has a relationship with New Japan Pro Wrestling. So that would be a cool match, I think. So I don't know. But
hey, Bishop Dyer come in, win the TV title just to drop it back to ELP in a couple months. You know New Japan loves that type. You know New Japan loves that type of booking.
What? Why do that?
Because it's New Japan.
Oh my
The
God.
Young Bucks win the titles at Wrestle Dynasty just to drop it back to.
The funny thing is, they did that. And I was obviously in the Tokyo Dome. The pop wasn't even that big. They would have got a much bigger pop if they had Hiromu and Naito win it from the get-go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna tell me that the Japanese crowds wanted the Young Bucks to win over. You might as well have given them an even bigger moment and have them win it at the Dome, where I could have waved my light stick in red rather than go, oh, I knew this was gonna happen, but how long are they gonna hold it? One defense.
Yeah, nah, man. I'm not with this, man. I'm okay with Bishop Dyer coming to New Japan. I'm just not okay with him beating ELP off the bat. That's my only.
My man Modest King, he gets it. He gets it. You need adversity.
No, you know what? If they needed to have that, they should have let Ren Narita keep the goddamn belt.
But he's not adversity, Sonal. Come on now, let's be real.
Yeah, he's not adversity. Bishop Dyer. That's it.
No, not have ELP face Ren Narita. They should have given it to Ren Narita, then have Bishop Dyer come and beat Ren Narita. Because I don't know.
That makes sense.
No, Bishop Dyer.
Yes,
he's a monster. He's gonna be a monster heel in New Japan.
I couldn't care less if he dropped it to Narita and then dropped it after one defense because it's Narita. Thanks, I got it there. But ELP, no, the man has fought cancer.
Exactly. What are we doing? Ren Narita can get his ass beat by Bishop Dyer. He could take the end of days like nobody's business.
Everyone will be cheering for him. Everyone will be like, you don't hit that and finish it on Ren Narita.
And then he could take out the rest of the House of Torture, bro. Exactly. Take out the rest. One man.
Have them come to the ring and just hit end of days.
Exactly. One by one. Take them all out. He's the biggest badass in the entire company, bro. That's it.
You see, y'all saying the whole story before I give you the headline. The headline is Bishop Dyer, new TV champion, joining the House of Torture.
No, stop.
Don't even stop.
Don't even joke about that, man. Don't even joke about that.
We spent our whole money 2 weeks thinking Evil was leaving. Just him to come back and now decide he wants to be like an anime. No, we don't need this.
No.
They had to replace their other foreign ace. They had the Scapegoat as their foreign ace, and now they have to get Bishop Dyer as the new foreign ace.
You mean the LVP of Wrestle Dynasty?
Bishop Dyer would never. So they had to replace Scapegoat with Bishop Dyer. But what's your final call for the mystery opponent, J News? Who you going with? You going with Josh Alexander?
I'm gonna go with Josh just for the sake that he hasn't done anything since his contract expired earlier in the month, and he hasn't had a full-on run in Japan, and I know he's always wanted to do that as well. So just for the sake of it, I'll go with Josh Alexander.
Sonal, what about you? Besides yourself.
Besides that. Literally be anyone. No, I'm gonna pick it. I'm watching Fantastica Mania. Kojima.
Hey!
I want Kojima to do it. Because that man is amazing. So he's MLW tag champion. Hell, give Kojima a title shot.
Yeah. Man, guys, this is why our community here on True Hill Heat is the best, because Great Carter second, Bishop Dyer and Evil World Tag League. Come on, that is cinema. That's cinema.
That finisher could be called the End of Evil.
So big man dog. I think
everything is end of days.
Everything is never end of days. Yes, we were on the same page. I couldn't even get it out. That popped me so much. Everything is end of days. Oh my god.
I think Big Man Dogs has a good seed planted here. gender. Don't hinder the gender. Raj Desi can definitely join the House of Torture.
Yeah. If
and
that's
be there
going
for
to be
him.
my Indian representation in New Japan, fair enough. I feel like I've always needed a bit of Indian representation in that company, and they're not hiring me. Might as well have someone not hinder gender.
I'm sorry, I was reminded of how bad Jinder can be in the ring when he faced Billy Ray in a tables match last year, which was my worst match of the year. But Ninja Mortis says no one mentioned Speedball because Speedball has already been advertised for AEW.
AEW, yeah, that's the only thing. Yeah, that's the only thing. If they hadn't advertised him and done the video montage for him on Dynamite, I would have said, yeah, sure, let Mike go up there and do the damn thing.
Can we say this? And I'm saying Ninja Mac.
But he just went on tour.
I know, but maybe he's just chilling. He's just chilling in Japan for a bit because I said I want Ninja Mac in the best of Super Junior, and he replied with eyes emoji. Okay, so we can see more of Ninja Mac in New Japan, and him versus ELP would be amazing.
Yeah, they would be.
That would be
They really would be.
Modest King saying, I feel like a 6-month run for Alexander in New Japan would be really beneficial for him. Well, he's worried about making the best decision for his family. And New Japan, we did our first 25 minutes of the show talking about New Japan don't got no money for Josh to support his family. So let's let Josh go and sign with Tony and make some money for his family.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But now we're cooking. Bishop Dyer making Bad Luck Fale watchable. Bad Luck End of Days. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
What's Fale's finisher?
I don't know, but I know.
Does he have one really?
The Bad Luck Fall. The Bad Luck Fall was Razor's Edge.
The end of Bad Luck Fall. The end of Falls. The end of Falls. That's the finisher.
Yeah,
I think my Bishop Dyer idea is like the best thing our community has spoken. But we got second match on the card. We got the aforementioned Bad Luck Fale in action, having a blonde beard similar to Jay News's. Coincidence? I think not. He's been teaming with. I said a blonde version of Jay News's beard. But Bad Luck Fale will team with Chase Owens of the Bullet Club, the former IWGP Tag Team Champions, to verse TMDK's Roye Uyowa, and I believe this Hartley Jackson, right? Am I right? Yeah. Am I right? Okay, right. Hartley Jackson. Right. There we go. Yes. Harley, I've heard him on commentary a couple of shows as well. I think it was the Road 2 show. So nice contributor to the TMDK fam. Roye Uyowa is preparing for a shot at the Never Openweight Championship against Konosuke Takeshita. What do you think about this one here? I'm going to go with TMDK for the win because the only person that's worth pushing in this entire matchup to me is Roye Uyowa.
Seems that way. I'm with that.
There.
Yeah, I think Oiwa gets the pin over Chase Owens.
It's not Chase because they've got first New Japan Cup. That's at first because I was like, what is the point of this match? But then I just look at the bracket.
I understand what you mean, but I just don't ever see Fale taking pins here, man. It's just
that's why I think Harley's gonna get the pin.
Okay.
He's gonna lose. He's gonna get pinned by someone just because he has tended to take the pinfalls in. Like he got pinned by Yoshihashi.
This is true.
Yeah, Sonal has convinced me. I'm gonna change my pick. I'm gonna go with the Bullet Club because why
like in a real world, TMDK is like my life. I love it, but considering like Fale, isn't Fale? Yeah, Fale is in the New Japan Cup as well. Chase is in the New Japan Cup. Oh
yeah, everyone except for Hartley is in New Japan Cup.
Yeah. So, again, this is not out of heart. This is just out of logic.
Sure. I still think Oiwa beats the crown jewel at the end of the day. It creates a beef going into the tournament at the end of the day.
But then that means that Chase Owens is going to beat Oiwa in the New Japan Cup.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with that.
Oiwa strong. Oiwa beat him down.
Actually, right, okay, if we're going to do that way, let's have Chase Owens pin Oiwa in this match. just so he can certify. Oiwa can beat Chase in the New Japan.
No. Hartley's here to take the pin. Let Chase hit the package power driver on Hartley. 1, 2, 3, Bullet Club.
He's not gonna be able to hit that on Hartley's that big man.
He is a big man.
You must not know. You must not know. Chase Owens was trained by Ricky Morton, guys.
Really?
So that means I will see 6 successive drop kicks in a match, a drop toe hold, and an elbow drop, sir.
Double drop kick.
But can I just say, I love that Jackson is in New Japan. Like, because remember, like, they had that whole thing that, like, one of his first matches, like, decades ago, and they brought that up, and I think it was against Goto, and he brought it up, and I was like, this man should have been in New Japan for a very long time. But better late than never.
Absolutely. So seems like we're mixed on that one. J News going for TMDK, me and Sonal going with the Bullet Club for logic perspectives.
Not for the heart, because our hearts are orange.
Absolutely. Then we got, I believe this is a 6-man tag team matchup here, as it's going to be Tai Chi. And Tai Chi teaming up with Yuya Uemura and Taka Michinoku of Just 4 Guys, as they will face the Bullet Club's own Sanada, Taiji Ishimori, and Gato. Well, the War Dogs, excuse me. I get confused sometimes. They're not the Bullet Club anymore. They're just the War Dogs.
They've been banished.
How did they lose their rep, their street cred like this? This is ridiculous. But yes, they'll be facing the War Dogs. War Dogs, Just 4 Guys. Of course, this was set up at New Beginning when Sanada picked up the win over Tai Chi. After the matchup, him and Taiji Ishimori jumped Tai Chi as well as Takami Shinoku until Yuya Uemura made his return, came out, made the save for Just 4 Guys, and now it also sets up Uemura will be facing Sanada in the New Japan Cup. So a lot of things going on here. The rivalry between Sanada and Tai Chi, which is still prevalent coming out of New Beginning due to Sanada's betrayal of Just 4 Guys.
I didn't betray. It sounded like you're gonna say my name. I was like, I didn't betray. I never would. I would never betray them.
It's like, I never betray you, Just 4 Guys. I promise. But who do you got here?
It's a toss-up because, you've got two electricians. Is it Taka or is it Gato? I would like to think that they're going to give Taka a bit of a break and Gato is going to get pinned. Let Taka pin Gato. Start the year off right.
We're just bumping all expectations right there. I won't go that far, but I will say, I will give it to the. No, I'm actually going to give it to the War Dogs. I'll give it to the War Dogs. Taiji Ishimori, the newest member, basically, of the War Dogs, the Japanese side of the War Dogs here with Gato, Sanada, and Taiji Ishimori. Ishimori is going to go after the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. You got Sanada on this side that's going to be in the New Japan Cup, and I do expect him to lose to Uemura, so I'm going to use the same logic like we lose with the last match. The team that's going to win here is probably going to lose in the New Japan Cup. So I'll go with Sanada picking up the win over Taka here. J News?
It's been a trying time for me the last year and some change with the one they call Sanada. And I've always wanted good things for him, SP3. I've always wanted good things for Sonal, man. But I just can't take this behavior of his, just always going for the low blow against the Holy Emperor is just not something that I've appreciated the last month and some change. And I feel like Tai Chi needs to get a semblance of revenge on Sanada. So I'm going to go the opposite here. At some point during this match, Tai Chi will hit Sanada with the low blow. and Yui Uemura will then pick up the pin on Sonata for the sake of it at the end of the day. So, because the Sonata's at that age range at this point where he's the vet who's going to be screaming at the clouds, not wanting these young kids to get the wins out here. So
it's gonna be Okada 2.0.
Exactly. So we'll have to rev up that narrative on New Japan TV.
Always with your Sonata love. What's going on here, or lack thereof? Now you're turning on Sonata.
Because you know why? You know why everyone turns on Sonata? Because it could be against anyone and we'd love it, but it's Tai Chi.
Yeah, it's Tai Chi, man. It's Tai Chi. The Holy Emperor can do no wrong. You know what I'm saying? At this point in his career, he can do no wrong. And Sonata with the low blows, I can't stand this shit, man. You know,
on the crop top.
Well, to be fair, better late than never for y'all turning on Sonata, because I turned on him.
No,
that he beat Tsuji.
She still loves.
He should have lost to Tsuji.
No, I still love Sonata just because he's against Tai Chi at the moment.
Exactly. Anything against Tai Chi, I can't rock with. Anything else, it's passable. It's still Sonata at the end of the day. You know,
dude had a 9-month run. Most overrated in the Wrestling Observer newsletter.
Right. But you know what? Still love him. Still, you know, even amidst my divorce procedures, still love him. Love him.
She loves his new look. Have you seen her Twitter? She loves his new look.
You know what? I wasn't sure about it to start with. I wasn't sure, but it's growing on me. It's growing on me.
See?
You love crop tops?
I don't like the crop top. The crop top I'm just not a fan of. Everything else I'll take. Crop top, no.
We got Big Man Dogs coming up with his own song, saying a man called Sonata, doo, doo, doo. A man called Sonata, doo, doo, doo. He does this, he does that. He's not quick as a cat, he'll hit you in the nuts. He's at.
I like that.
That was very good. Very good, Big Man Dog. I peeped what you were putting down, so I did it in the tune that you wanted. But we got some tag team action to discuss over here, also including the War Dogs and also including the House of Torture, as it will be the War Dogs' own Gabe Kidd and Drilla Maloney teaming up to verse the House of Torture's Ren Narita and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Of course, at the New Beginning, like we discussed earlier, you had the epic encounter between Gabe Kidd and Yota Tsuji for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. It went to a double knockout finish after a tremendous bout. The two men were brawling in the post-match until the House of Torture came out and jumped both men. Evil made his return and came out, feigned a babyface turn that the crowd actually bid on, and then laid out Tsuji, and then went one step further and laid out Gabe Kidd, courtesy of Ren Narita with the push-up bar, before Evil announced that the War Dogs have been kicked out of the Bullet Club, and now the Bullet Club is just House of Torture. So we got the fallout from that, with Gabe teaming up here with Drilla Maloney to verse Ren and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. J-News, who you got here?
I've got the War Dogs in this match. I expect the War Dogs to completely beat the crap out of these two gentlemen. They've got no chance in hell. I want to see a vicious driller killer on Ren Narita, and I forget what Gabe calls that hook and ladder pile driver that he does and whatnot.
Drill a hole.
There you go. And I want to see that on the heel master himself, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, so he can roll out of the ring and walk to the back and take his loss at the end of the day.
Have some whiskey.
Mm-hmm. That's Satori, son. As a matter of fact, I'm not a drinker. My brother has a bottle of that Satori whiskey on top of my fridge, and I noticed it like 2 days ago. That's Satori, son. That's crazy. I was like, that's the Kanemaru whiskey. But, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I expect the War Dogs to fully win here. They got to keep on looking strong at the end of the day, going into the New Japan Cup. So yeah, there's that.
So now, what about you? Who do you think wins here? War Dogs versus House of Torture.
Yeah, I see War Dogs pinning Uncle Nobu. I hate seeing House of Torture in anything, but like the feud makes sense with Gabe. You know, between Gabe and Narita. Similarly, like it's on the similar grounds of like Suji versus Gabe, or like well, not in that sense, but you know what I mean. Like they were at the dojo together and stuff like that.
Sure.
Especially with Narita having not just the Noge dojo, but he was there in the LA dojo as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, but. This match and the next match has too much House of Torture for my liking. We had a nice break from them for like quite a while, and now I feel like it's like they're back, and I'm like, oh, really?
It was only like a month, guys. You just
But
thought
that
it was
was
longer.
the best month of my life.
It was a good month for New Japan, that's for sure. It was a good month for New Japan.
There's a correlation right there.
Yeah, there is, but they're back, and unfortunately, they're not going to win here. But they are going to win on this show. But I won't take them here. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Uncle Nobu is here to take the loss. All the other three men are in the New Japan Cup, so I could see Drilla Maloney hitting the Drilla Killer on Uncle Nobu to pick up the victory here. So I'm going with the War Dogs. Speaking of which, we got our good friend Corey Michaels in the chat. Shout out to Corey. He actually did an article today on lastwordofsports.com based on our Elimination Chamber preview with myself and Maggie, where I have come up with the best idea ever that Triple H probably won't use of John Cena teaming up with The Rock as his corporate champion and becoming Mr. Cena wearing suits and ties instead of jorts. And then Corey came up with the excellent idea of John Cena coming out with orchestra version of Time Is Now. So shout outs to Corey. Go over and check his article out where he fleshes everything out about a John Cena win at Elimination Chamber and what it means. But he says Maloney was on another level at the new beginning. Can't wait. War Dogs better destroy these House of Snorcher jabronis.
Yeah,
very nice.
That's what it's about.
Maloney really is shining. Like his match at the New Beginnings was like, he's made a very good transition. I know he's not explicitly said that he's moving heavyweight, but he's basically done it in like the perfect way.
Yeah, he really has. He really has. So I'm looking forward to see what's the next for him, and I'm very interested to see his side of the bracket over on the New Japan Cup, because we may get a rematch with him and Shingo on that side of the bracket. Yes. But let's go on to our third. We got three more matches. So first up, we got an 8-man tag team contest. As yes, once again, there's a lot of House of Torture.
They're back again.
There's a lot of House of Torture on this show, as we will see Evil leading up a team of Yujiro Takahashi, Sho, and Dick to Go versus the Los Ingobernables de Japón, the global heavyweight champion Yota Tsuji, Shingo Takagi, and our IWGP tag team champions Tetsuya Naito and Hiromu Takahashi. The House of Torture and LIJ are no strangers to one another. They feuded a couple of times, but this is really based on Evil's attack at the New Beginning, laying out Yota Tsuji, and the fact that Evil will go one-on-one with Yota Tsuji in the first round of the New Japan Cup. I think that it's quite unfair that Yota Tsuji does not have a bye, considering he won last year's New Japan Cup. I just wanted to put that out there. The way they did the buys this year doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but to each his own. Last year, everybody that got buys were winners of the New Japan Cup. So I was like, I don't understand why Tsuji can't get the bye this year. But we shall see who gets the win here. Sonal, who you called?
Yeah, I think just because War Dogs won the last one and beat House of Torture, I think we're going to get a House of Torture win, sadly.
Unfortunately, I think you're right. And I think it could set up Sho and Yujiro Takahashi going after the IWGP tag team titles.
No, the man's a junior. The man's a junior. Sho is still a junior. He is going to be in the best of Super Junior. I will sacrifice the best of Super Junior to have Sho in it, that he never has to try for the tag titles.
Well, Hiromu is the tag team champion, and he'll most likely be in the best of Super Juniors.
Hiromu deserves it.
I agree. I've always been a big fan of Hiromu Takahashi. No, the fact that the House of Torture team has Dick to go, I'm gonna say that Evil Dick is gonna be fought against, and Dick Togo's looking up at the light. So I'm going with Lij. Janos?
You guys put this idea in my head that this is one of these House of Torture amalgamations on this show has to get a win. And I wholeheartedly disagree.
I like that positivity.
I'm gonna go with Big Suge doing one of his fancy maneuvers, and he's gonna get one over on Evil. But to SP3's point, Dick to go will eat the pin in this match. And I'm sure it'll probably be Hiromu pinning him at the end of the day, because that's probably the funniest thing you'll probably see that night, because he'll do whatever it takes. I think Naito will be able to take the night off. He doesn't have to participate too much in this match. And
just show up for the crowds to cheer in it. Do a LIG salute at the end. That's all we need.
Exactly. And them screaming Naito, Naito. And it's an 8-man tag, right? So
yeah,
it's Naito, it's Hiromu, it's Suge, and Takagi, Shingo.
Yeah. There's no Bushi, so that's why I'm not. I think
Bushi's taking the month off now. He's won that tag cup. He's like, I'm done.
I can't see any of those guys eating pins in this match, to be quite honest. So with 3 champions and one former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, yeah, it's got to be LIJ for the win here, man.
Also, can I point out, if anyone's not watched Fantastica Mania today, in the second match, I believe it was like LIJ, well, like the amalgamation of LIJ and like Sandacon facing like Team Hontai and like CMLR. Suji pinned Taguchi with a really interesting like submission, and I low-key like want him to bring more of that into like the mainstream New Japan. I don't know if there's a name. Obviously there was only Japanese commentary, but yeah, I just wanted to bring that up just because obviously it was the show today. Suji, that was a very special submission.
He tapped into that stuff during his Young Lion days, but he's never necessarily brought it out since his return from excursion. So I'm with you, Sonal. Yeah, I want to see more of his submission prowess that he learned, all that Javeo style in his days in Mexico.
We see a lot of his lucha stuff. We see a lot of his lucha style, but less of like the submission stuff, which he can do because obviously, again, he learned it in Mexico. That's the sort of stuff he would have learned in the UK as well on excursion. So give us some of that, Suji. Give it us.
We need it. But saying that, with LIJ getting the win here, my logic is still staying intact because I think that Evil's beating Suji in that first round.
And then he'll eventually get his shot at the global championship. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yep.
It makes sense.
But nobody needs to see it.
Right.
No, nobody wants that. Nobody who needs to see it, but that'll probably be your global heavyweight championship matchup at Sakura Genesis.
This is true. The only thing is I do agree with SP3 as well. I have no idea why Suge didn't get a bye here. First of all, he won the cup last year, and secondarily, he's the global heavyweight champion.
No, I genuinely think the buys this year have been the weirdest buys ever. Like, there's some cohesion in like the storylines and stuff, but generally, from like a buy perspective, nothing makes any sense.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I literally was doing Chris Sampson, shout out to him, the sport of pro wrestling bracketology for New Japan Cup. I filled mine out, I believe, this morning or yesterday night. And yeah, there's no logic to any of these buys. Some of the buys make sense. I think David Finley has a buy. That kind of makes sense, I guess. Because he was global heavyweight champion. He made it to a final. He made it to a final of the New Japan Cup.
He went.
And he's a New Japan Cup finalist. All the finalists are in there. Great Okan has a bye, and I'm just like, why? Shoto Umino has a bye, and I'm like, why? How does Shoto Umino have a bye and Yota Tsuji doesn't have a bye?
It's that you know what, man? I'm gonna stay away from that, man. Stay away from that.
It's fine. But semi-main event is one that I'm probably looking forward to more than any match on this card. I think this is going to be my pick for the match of the night. You got El Desperado defending the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship against Francisco Akira of United Empire. United Empire is in a very weird position right now as they are coming off a couple of losses, with Jeff Cobb going after the NJPW World Television Championship. Of course, Catch 22 came up short in the big four-way at Wrestle Kingdom, the four-way ladder match, but now we're going to see if Akira can change their fortunes around, starting here, as well as, all the other members. TJP making his return for the New Japan Cup. Jeff Cobb is in the New Japan Cup. Callum Newman and Great O'Khan all in the New Japan Cup. But can Akira give them the momentum for the tournament by defeating El Desperado? El Desperado is coming off the heels of a successful title defense against Kosei Fujita on the road to New Beginning, a great matchup in Kurgan Hall. So can El Desperado retain the gold once again against a very gamed Akira, who actually picked up a pinfall victory in a tag team matchup against Despy back at the New Beginning in Osaka? Is it time to crown Akira? We will start with Sonal.
I'm really conflicted on this. Now, the reason I'm conflicted is I love Akira, and in an ideal world, I would love Akira to pick up this win, because I think Despy, obviously, I still like to base it on the assumption that Desperado only won the title because Doki had that unfortunate injury, and actually Doki was meant to pick up the win at Wrestle Kingdom. So I would love to see Akira be the one to dethrone Despy, but I still have it in my heart of hearts that the person to dethrone Desperado should be Master Wato. So it's like my heart and head are like conflicting, because my heart wants Akira to win this, but my heart and head think Master Wato needs to win this. And then obviously we've got Best of Super Junior coming up, so it's all very confusing.
You're so conflicted. Your
I
confliction,
mean? Like,
we feel it.
It's like if I want Akira, and I'd love to see, because I think he can, and I think building into storyline wise, I think it'd be perfect for Akira to win. But just with this whole like story and stuff, I need like Wato to win Best of Super Junior, then to challenge, and then I don't want Akira to have a short reign.
So what you're saying is that Master Wato is going to win the Best of Super Juniors again. This is what you're saying.
That, or he's gonna pin Desperado during the tournament to get
a future.
I'm all for it.
Champion this year. Master Wato needs to be IWGP champion this year. That in some way or another, whether it's pinning Despy in the Best of Super Junior, winning the Best of Super Junior, he needs to win at some point. And I'm gonna say Dominion, he's gonna win.
He's on his third course back from going to the bottom of the stairs to get to the top of the mountain. It's 4 times. If you've ever watched Kung Fu movies, it's 4 times. So at the end of the day,
this is only the third.
So I think that
How is this only the third though? Didn't he get a shot? He had a shot before he won the New Japan, the Best of Super Juniors. Best of Super Juniors was the second time up. Then the third time up was when he first returned from the injury. This is the 4th time.
It is the 4th time. You're absolutely right. So that means so being that this is the 4th time, he can't win. He can't win yet. He can't win yet.
You said it's 4 times. It's 4 times on the 4th try.
It is. You're right. It is 4 times. But what I'm saying is he can't win yet. That's right.
What are you gonna make him do? Are you gonna make him do a Hirooki Goto?
Exactly. The road has to be.
Oh, come on, no.
The road has to be even more arduous for Wato to get back to the top of the mountain. That's what I'm saying. He can't win. I'm sorry, man. He can't win.
Well, then fine. Akira's winning then. Then if all of you trying to hate on Wato,
I'm not hating. I'm just telling you what the story is here.
No. If you're hating on the prediction, I'm gonna have to go with Akira, because the only reason I was reluctant to pick Akira is because I thought Wato was gonna win, and I didn't want Akira to have a short reign. But if J News is like that's not even on the card, I'm gonna stick with my heart, and I'm gonna say Akira is winning this.
So with this match here, right? We have Akira versus Despy. I think it's going to be the best match of the night. I'm with SP3 on that. I still have Despy winning out, right? I have Despy winning here. against Akira. Akira doesn't, he's not ready yet, per se, right? I think that's the perception that New Japan gives me from a storytelling perspective. And there's going to, depending as to who they have in the New Japan Cup, I'm not trying to put, you know what? I'll put this out there because there's a young man who's currently in Japan this week. I think SP3 knows what I'm talking about. But there's a young man currently in Japan this week, and he's not over there to vacation. If I'm being honest here, so I think El Desperado is going to have an in between match to gear up for versus another junior heavyweight who will be making his return to New Japan sometime soon. And I'm talking about Lio Rush. So I think that might be in the middle of the course there. Don't know if Leo's going to be part of the best Super Juniors. I hope he is, but yeah, but I don't necessarily know if he's going to be in the tournament. But I do know he's in.
Give Japan. Me the crew in the best of Super Juniors. Give me Action in one block and give me Leo in the other.
I want Mustafa Ali in there.
Yeah, I mean he said
he said it. He said it last year. I'm holding him to it. Yeah. I'm holding him to it. I was the one that broke the news on why he didn't do it. He said the dates didn't work out, the money didn't work out.
Yeah, because remember there was all those rumors coming around.
Yeah, that he was big dog and stuff. I had to hit up. I had to hit up Body Slam. I had to hit up my boy Cassidy Haynes. Like, no, actually, I interviewed him like 2 weeks before you reported this, and no, that's not the reason why he didn't work the best Super Juniors.
Yeah, don't put that out there, man. Don't be putting false narratives out there. The only thing is that's why I feel like Despy's going to hold on to the belt for a while, right? Because Sonal's right. I feel like this was supposed to be Doki's like forever run until he got injured and whatnot. And so Despy's taking that. Yeah, we've got. Hopefully he comes back soon. And I think Despy's going to pick up the mantle here. He's going to face opponents that he hasn't faced off with that often. So with the likes of maybe a Mustafa Ali or Lio Rush in the sense of the boys from the crew, Action Andretti, put all them boys up there. You know what I'm saying? Bring back All Heart Blake Christian for all I care. At the end of the day, so.
No, not All Heart. Vanilla Baby Blake Christian.
You're that boy, man. First of all, shout out to Fuego del Sol and Blake Christian for having quite the match.
That was a pretty awesome Ring of Honor matchup. The Ring of Honor last night had some good wrestling on it. The CMLL talent was going on.
Fuego's been doing his thing, man.
I wouldn't be surprised though. I wouldn't be surprised because Fuego said that was his last time working with AEW for a while. I think that he's going to TNA. TNA has Sacrifice in El Paso.
That would be good for him, man. That'd definitely be a good look for him. But yeah, I think that Despy going up against different opponents, non-New Japan contracted opponents and things of that nature, but other other good juniors from around the world would be a good look at the end of the day. So yeah, I like I said, Wato's not in that. He's not bubbling yet, so I can't see him winning anything in the immediate future.
He needs to leave Hontai. Have a new faction with Jeff Cobb and ELP, and they can be mega badass because this is my thing. And if anyone agrees with it, I think Empire is on their way to being split up.
It feels that way. It feels
like that.
So I think Jeff Cobb is gonna make a new faction.
Interesting.
Well, that's if they keep keep Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, if they keep one of the Empire is gonna make a brand new faction, and I think they'll take like some of the Hontai guys.
I can see that. I think we're forgetting one person though. I think that I am predicting El Desperado to pick up the victory here. I do, like I said before, I think this is going to be the match of the night. But I think my dog, for real, Clark Connors, is your next IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion.
He does have the in.
Is he going to win Best of Super Junior to do it?
I think he might just do it earlier than that. He might do it in Chicago, might do it in Ontario, California. I don't know. I think
Interesting.
I can see it.
All
I
right.
see it because you know New Japan, they love to do those title changes before their tournaments.
This is true. This is true.
But let's talk about the main event of the show. We had it in the headline here. It's the big talking point for the March 6th show, the NJPW 53rd anniversary. It will be Hirooki Goto defending the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against the ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi. Hirooki Goto, of course, got the magical victory at the New Beginning in Osaka, defeating Zack Sabre Jr. to finally, after 0-8 in championship opportunities at the top prize in New Japan Pro Wrestling, he finally got the job done in front of his family, got to win the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, post-match celebrating with his family and everything, and then he started making some interesting challenges. He got a challenge from Yuji Nagata, and he accepted that one, but he said first, before he gets to Nagata, he wants to face the ace of the universe, the man, the myth, the legend that is Hiroshi Tanahashi, and he wanted to give him the first crack at winning the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Will Goto's magical run end on the first defense? Will Tanahashi win the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship one last time before he retires next year at Wrestle Kingdom? Or will Goto Mania continue on? J News, who do you have here?
You know, this is like Sonal said at the beginning of the stream, this match here has a lot of history to it. I expect there to be a lot of emotion involved in this match. We will be swayed one way, we will be swayed another way. I don't think the fans are going to know what side of the coin they're going to be on in this match. And that is the hook for this match. But as for who wins this match, I am in the belief that Goto did not win this championship to be a token champion. Hirooki Goto is, at this point in his career, the better wrestler than Tanahashi is. And so I believe that Goto-san will continue to be the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, and he will beat Hiroshi Tanahashi and retain his championship. I think it would be, I'll speak for myself, I feel it would be a bad move for the Prez to win the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship after Goto just won it. So I feel like Goto should retain.
He's like, I win it. I win it after Goto Mania runs wild. I'm the one that ends it, and I get all the booze for it. That's Tanahashi. Some people want Tanahashi to do, I guess. I agree with you. I think that Goto retains here. I think that if anyone can get a good match out of Tanahashi, one of the few that I would think could is someone that he has a lot of experience with, like Goto. They've delivered quite often when they face in the G1. I think in this main event atmosphere, you're going to have some fans that want to see Tanahashi get the one last reign. So I expect the crowd to be into this. But no, you cannot end Goto's reign on the first defense. So Goto gets the win. So now?
Why would I ever bet against Hirooki Goto? Spent years wanting him to win. I'm not going to have him lose. As much as I love Tanahashi, like ace of my heart, isn't it? I just think it's one of those things that it's like the match makes sense, perfect sense. And SBC, you said it's going to be hard for the crowds to pick because we saw everyone loves Tanahashi still to this day, especially in Japan. Well, here in the West, people are very critical of obviously his like failing knees and stuff. In Japan, they still love him for being the ace. However, after seeing everything they have had for Goto, like hell, the past like leading up to that, Goto was they had to like keep adding seats. And as much as we love Zack Sabre Jr., we know that it wasn't Zack Sabre Jr. who sold those seats. It was Hirooki Goto. So I think there's no way they're gonna. I think Tanahashi will have a reign before he retires, but I don't think.
Really.
I kind of think he's gonna have.
I don't see it, man. I
don't know. He might just like have like one defense. I don't know. Cause has he ever held this title, like this belt?
No, not this version of the
So
title.
like, give him like. Have him have it for like a month. He can have like 2 defenses, then drop it at Wrestle Kingdom to whoever he's facing for his final match.
So you want him to win it at like Power Struggle at the end of the year, and then just drop it at Wrestle Kingdom.
That's the way to end your career, isn't it? Use his powers as the president to give him, but like again, not too long. Power Struggles are perfect.
So hold on a second. Time out. Yeah, I think you have to understand where you're going with this. All right, because based on what you're saying. And SP3's earlier in the year prediction, that means Tanahashi goes into Wrestle Kingdom with the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, and he's gonna lose to Shooter Umino. What the hell?
I mean, hey, you know what? If Shota like
that works for me,
the man shaved his hair. If he gives us what we want. If you think about it, Wrestle Kingdom is now 9 months away. There's a lot that can happen in 9 months.
Sure.
And me and SP3 always team Shota. You know what? I've always been team Shota ever since I first saw him as a young lion. So, but again, the only reason I'm not even linking it to Shota. It's just because I want Tana to have a reign with the belt before he retires, but I don't want it to be at the expense of Goto.
I didn't honestly with Tana's retirement being announced a year ahead of time. I didn't think that he would go on any sort of a championship run. I think he just wanted to have his last and final matches with the vestiges of whatever is left of his generation, along with getting some of the younger guys over by the end of it. That's kind of like the way I had it scripted in my head, at least.
Wishful thinking on my half. Wishful thinking. I was like, I don't know how I could think that with the knees in his state, he could be champion.
I agree with Modest King in the chat. He says, as much as I love Tada, he can't do a run with the title now. It just doesn't work visually. The Goto Revolution will roll on.
Yeah, I guess the only belt he could maybe get away with, it's not even maybe, like we won't want it, but the TV belt with that 15-minute time limit. Just because short matches. And plus his TV title run last year, it only lasted like a cup of coffee.
It did.
Yeah, so if he wants another title reign, give him the TV one. Could have missed Tanahashi, man.
Yeah, I just, at the end of the day, in this case, we have Goto for the win. I don't necessarily know who would be next in line against Goto. There has been a lot of love shown around the different Japanese wrestling promotions for Goto. Big shout out to Chika Goto from Marigold for dropping the "I put the go in Marigold" line for the week, and just a lot of praise for Goto across his homeland and things of that nature, and for being who he's been at the end of the day. I don't know who would be left next in line after Tana takes the loss here.
Well, Nagata challenged him after.
Right, that's right. Absolutely. Blue Justice.
Maybe someone in the mid card.
I think Nagata can probably be like Windy City Riot, because you already have the Tanahashi and Takeshita matchup. You already got Gabe and Tomohiro Ishii in a 30-minute time limit draw. You don't need anyone that big to verse Goto on that show, so you can have Nagata be the challenger there. And then I don't know. Then the next defense would probably be. Well, is Sakura Genesis before or after Windy City Riot? Is it before?
I'm gonna say after. Hold on.
Okay, so after Windy City Riot, it would be the winner of the New Japan Cup at Sakura Genesis, and then after Sakura Genesis, it would be Resurgence, or is it Resurgence? Yeah, it's Resurgence in May, where they said there's going to be an IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match.
And then depending on the New Japan, Goto's not in the New Japan Cup, right? Whoever wins the cup goes to Goto, right? So look, at the end of the day, if this is the way it's gonna go down, Blue Justice at Windy City Riot. Like you said, it's not necessarily doesn't have to be the biggest deal to face Goto up in Windy City Riot, so that makes all the sense in the world. And then whoever he takes on will be the winner of the New Japan Cup at Sakura Genesis. So I still don't like in my head, even though I have the brackets broken down, I haven't chosen a winner as of yet because it's really a toss-up for me at this point.
Yeah, see, I thought it was before too, Modest King. Thanks you for. He said he just checked. He said Sakura Genesis is a week before Windy City Riot because it was a week before last year. They did the Naito versus Tsuji matchup the first week of April, and then the next week of April was when Naito lost the title to Moxley.
Don't talk about that either.
All right. So
hey, that was a great match. We're not going to talk about Naito winning it back.
Great. The aftermath wasn't as great.
We're not going to talk about Naito winning back the title. The Moxley reign, relatively speaking, he did have to face Evil and Ren Narita, but he did give us a great match with Shoto.
Okay.
I would say that run's better than his current AEW World Title run.
I was wondering where you were going with that. Fair enough.
Yeah, it's better than that.
I can't say I've been keeping up with it. All I know is that Jay's going babyface, and I'm like all for it.
And he's awesome at it. Oh my God, the laugh that he laughed at Wheeler Yuta kneeing Marina Shafir in the face is the best. I'm going to get the picture just for you, Sonal.
The funny thing is, like, that was the one thing I regret. Like, you say that like Jay basically did everything when he was in New Japan. Two things he didn't do. He didn't win the J1 or the New Japan Cup, and he also didn't go back to babyface. And that's what I would have loved.
I think they need to keep that baby face run going for him, man. Put him back together with the Gun Club. Yeah, that shit.
Yeah, look at also he's wearing the IWGP jacket, wasn't he?
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, he was.
School. Yeah. Old school.
It was so great. He's one of the best parts of this Death Riders angle.
No, well, from what I've heard, probably the only good thing, because apparently Death Riders just ain't doing it for people.
Hey, Yuta's getting the heat. Yuta's the only one who's getting.
He's definitely getting the heat. He's definitely getting the heat. He's the last one left, son. He's the last one left.
Last line of defense is Wheeler Yuta. Goddamn, Moxley.
That's a great barrier there.
Quick bit. You know what I'm a little bit scared of? Him being the last one left gives me this inclination that this is going to go on way longer than we expected.
We're going to be seeing a Forbidden Door or something.
I'm hoping this title run does not go that long. Please, not to Forbidden Door.
He's like, no, another Sonata, please.
Please, but, dear God, I want this to end now.
So Sakura Genesis, then Windy City Riot. So
yeah.
So we can then.
So New Japan Cup winner at Sakura Genesis, and then you could do Nagata at if whoever is the champion, I guess, can face Nagata.
I feel like that's the thing. Maybe that paints that Goto is gonna win.
Yeah, win
against whoever wins the New Japan Cup. Just for Nagata. Hey, I'll take that. That's at least like 2 defenses in the back for him. 3.
Yeah.
Hey, Boss Dog's gonna needs his gold, or Gabe Kidd, or Shingo Takagi, whoever wins the New Japan Cup. I don't need Goto to have this title for that long.
Nah, man, but he's got I agree with I think Michael said it best. He has to hold it at least into Dominion or Forbidden Door.
Forbidden Door, so I can physically see Goto with the belt.
I say Dominion's the last stop. I don't think he goes into Forbidden Door with the championship. But I feel like Dominion would be the last stop.
Let's have this Goto revolution. Let me see the Goto.
No, I let y'all have Sonata. And I was right in the end. That it should have just ended when it. Congratulations to you, Sonal. No one else did.
Well, that's fine because I've always been a pure Sonata fan. As long as I liked it, then it's fine. I don't care about anyone else.
How much did you love that 3-month storyline with Evil after the G1?
It went nowhere, man.
That's not Sonata's fault. That's Evil's fault because I've never liked a storyline with Evil since he went to House of Torture. He could have a bloody feud with anybody. He could have a feud with Doki. Let's imagine if he was in the junior thing. I would not like.
That would be cool. Modest King said something that's pretty cool. If they were able to get that done, I'm all for it.
You don't need to be champion to get that done. You don't need to be champion. You don't need to be the champion to get that done. You can just do that.
If you have more meaning, because obviously,
exactly, it would mean more if Goto's champion going into this match.
IWGP for Shibata in the year 2025.
Come on, man.
Please.
After he's been outlawed, he can't even go back to Japan for half the damn time. They don't want him there and shit. Come on, man.
No, we took our crumbs at Wrestle Dynasty. We took our crumbs at Wrestle Dynasty.
How many defenses do you want this guy to have? Like, what are you doing?
20. 20 defenses.
Now y'all making me tap out on Goto. Y'all making me into a Goto hater now. Damn it.
Fucking now.
Because he was a Sonata hater, now he's a Goto hater. SP3 hates everybody that you love.
No, because I don't think the point of someone who loses a whole bunch of world title matches and then finally wins means that we need a 9-month or 6-month reign of them. No, it's just about the moment. That's the only thing that really matters. It's the moment that they win. You can have a couple of title defenses with them. Yeah, he could still. Yeah, I agree with Modest King. Goto can still go in the ring. He can have some great matches, but it doesn't need to be a 6-month run, y'all.
Listen, man, it's all about
right. It's about 5.5 months. That gets us to Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's 6 months. That's 6 months. February to August is 6 months.
But the thing about it is they have to build someone to beat them, and they're not there yet.
They are not there.
They're not there yet.
Takesha's not there.
Hold
on.
I don't
think they're gonna put Takesha with the IWGP title yet.
Kid's not there. David Finlay, Boss Dog, not there. He stole the show in the Tokyo Dome. He's there.
He really did. Someone who was there, he really did. I was so proud of Finlay.
At the end of the day, when things like this happen and there's an inconsistency with the work in the ring, David's been gone for over a month now. You can't just dump him in there for the sake of it. You got to build him back up.
He's going to have like 5 matches in the New Japan Cup.
All right. We'll see, man. We'll see. And if he does...
Spoiler alert, though, I do have Finlay winning the New Japan Cup. That's great, because if he wins the New Japan Cup and he looks fantastic and he's working for New Japan without a contract, guess what's going to happen, Sonal? Guess what's going to happen? I'm going back to this.
Guess what's going to happen? Jesus Christ. Jesus.
Well, that is our predictions for...
That ended on a very passionate note.
That did. So what we'll do is, since I got the dates wrong and it's not March 3rd, it's March 6th. I don't know if we'll do a review of... Yeah, I was so confused. We'll now do a review of the anniversary show. I don't know if you guys are free or free on Monday. Might want to move. We can move the New Japan Cup preview up, and we could do it on Monday, or we could do it Wednesday, whatever works for y'all. But we'll do that. We'll do that next week. So be on the lookout for that. Maybe I'll do a shorts review for the anniversary show here on the channel, because next Friday we'll be doing our AEW Revolution review, and Thursday we do AE Ramble here on the channel. So we will give you some coverage of the anniversary show, either on the flagship or not, but it's going to be a good show. It's going to be a good show, even though y'all got me down on Goto holding the title for 6 months. I'm totally off this. I'm totally off the reservation now.
Ride the wave, brother. Ride the wave.
They're not leaving, Modest King. Gabe and Finlay aren't leaving. Don't wish that upon New Japan. They can't afford for Finlay and Gabe to leave right now.
They can't afford it.
Yeah, literally they can't afford it.
They literally can't afford them.
They can't afford it, man. I mean, look, man, at the end of the day, bro, like I feel like, and it's not like Bushiroad doesn't have the money. They're just not willing to put the investment forward at the end of the day. So it's, for us who are New Japan fans, we would like for a lot of these guys to stay, but like they, real life is real life. They have to make money. They have to take care of their families. They have to live, and this being a per diem freaking pay is not where it's at, man.
Nah, not for a major, not for the was supposedly supposed to be the number one company in Japan. Yeah. Nah, I can't do that. But that brings us to an end on our NJPW 53rd anniversary preview. I want to thank Sonal and J News for joining me today. They will join me once again for our New Japan Cup preview. We usually drop our schedule for the channel on our community tab, so you can see over there when that's going to happen, but it'll probably be either Monday or Wednesday for that. But I want to thank Sonal and give her the floor. Let everybody know where they can follow you on social media, and you've already done your New Japan Cup preview, so let them know where they can find you.
Yeah, so you can find me on YouTube at Sonal's Life. I did put up my preview yesterday because next Thursday I will be doing my anniversary show review. It's very weird. It's literally anniversary show, then straight after it's like the New Japan Cup, so it's very confusing. But yeah, make sure you go and watch that. Make sure you follow me on social media at wrestling_chat because you can find out when I'm doing my videos, find out when I'm going to be on True Heel Heat, and generally just sometimes listen to my ramblings that happen during shows and after it. So yeah, subscribe to Sonal's Life and follow at wrestling_chat.
Absolutely. And J News, let everybody know where they can follow you on social media because you got your own podcast too.
Yeah, man. You can follow me on the social media, on the Twitter machine, and on Instagram at John LYFNMG. The podcast that I do is every Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hit the Ropes podcast, me and the lovely Dolores, as we review the week that was in pro wrestling. So there's that. And then obviously anytime we got New Japan stuff and some AEW stuff going on, I get invited on to True Heel Heat. So check me out either Wednesday when we come back to do the New Japan Cup preview, and then I'll be on next Friday to do the Revolution preview as well. So check me out there, folks.
Indeed. And you can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat. Patreon.com/True Hill Heat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content. That's the best place to support us when we are not live here. And of course, you can go over, hit the join button, and become a member of the channel because we've been doing Q&As. We've been doing special content for our members only. So you can go over and check that out for just $1 a month. I will be back with you live tomorrow, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time, with the True Hill Heat flagship podcast. We'll talk about this week in wrestling, everything from a great episode of AEW Dynamite, the great episode of NXT from Cincinnati with Ricky Saints, in-ring debut, as well as the Julia drama with her injury possibility leading to that title versus title match with Stephanie Becker. We'll talk about a really good episode of Monday Night Raw, and of course final predictions for the Elimination Chamber PLE. So join us for that tomorrow, and we'll also be talking about my top 10 greatest WWE women's wrestlers of all time. Unless you want to support a sex trafficker, don't join us. But yes, we can join us. Join us for that. Join us for that and check out all the great content we got on the channel right now, like Rated Raw Review episode 56 from earlier this week, reviewing that great episode of Monday Night Raw. Check out me and Jimmy reviewing AEW Dynamite from this past Wednesday with AE Ramble. Check out our Elimination Chamber 2025 preview with myself and Maggie from earlier this week. So plenty of content for you to enjoy right here on the channel. So go over and check it out. I will be back with y'all tomorrow, so join us live for the flagship. But for Sonal, it is me, for J News, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been our NJPW 53rd anniversary preview. We are signing off until next time.